Hello everyone. I'm back with the continuation of the story, Beast Tamer. In the previous episode, we saw Rain meet Canade and Tania and form a contract with them, giving him increased power. He then engaged in a duel with the hero Arios and emerged victorious, causing Arios to vow to kill Rain. Rain later encounters Sora and Runa in the Lost Woods and makes a contract with them. Now, Rain will continue his journey as an adventurer, but has other thoughts in mind. Let's see what happens next. One bright and sunny morning, Rain awakens on the floor of his room and hopes a free room becomes available soon as his party sleeps on the beds. Enjoying breakfast outside, Rain and his party discuss purchasing equipment for him for the journeys ahead, and Rain agrees with it. While walking down the streets of the town, Runa and Sora are alert of the people figuring out that they're fairies. This changes after Rain assures them that they'll be fine, and after witnessing the interactions between Canade and Tania with some familiar faces. However, when a few children approach them, the girl from the group notes that Runa and Sora are Ryan's new wives, which irks Sora. Also, Runa nearly reveals she's a fairy by casting magic, only to be stopped by Rain and Sora. Afterward, the group heads to a weapon store and is greeted by its rough and gruff dwarven owner Gantz, who suggests they pick out a weapon of their choosing. Rain checks out a dagger and notes the odd feeling it projects. A male customer enters the store wanting the store's best sword, and Gantz picks one out for the customer who purchases it. Once the customer left, Rain confronted Gantz about how all his weapons were of poor quality, and the owner confirmed it. Runa and Sora then belittle Gantz as a petty swindler, but he stands up for himself and shows them his best weapons for sale. When asked why he sold his last customer a paltry weapon, Gantz claims it was a test of gumption with weaponry. Furthermore, Gantz explains that most customers waste swords and toss them away when a newer model is released, which would damage his blacksmith spirit. Tania then has a reciprocating moment with Gantz about their mutual ideals. Once that was settled, Gantz asked how Rain knew his weapons were different. Rain then details his experience as a beast tamer, which relied on astute observation of animals, and would unconsciously observe his surroundings. Impressed by Ryan's explanation, Gantz agrees to make a custom weapon for him. However, he lacks the materials to do it. Eventually, the group head to the Adventurers Guild, where a large group of adventurers surrounds the bulletin board. Natalie informs them that Arios was in Horizon, seeking to recruit new support members. The news doesn't hamper Ryan's mood, and he introduces Runa and Sora to Natalie. Runa alludes to Natalie that a relationship with Rain is deeper than a natural one, shocks her, making Rain disconcerted, and try to explain properly. Progressing things, Rain submits a formal quest from Gantz requesting mithril ore. A flashback reveals that the ore may be located in a depleted mine Gantz inherited from his family. Getting assured and pepped by his team, Rain agrees to search Gantz's mine for the ore, and the two formally introduce themselves to each other. When inquired about how much gold he'd like to receive for the quest, Rain requests a new weapon be made instead, which elates Gantz. On the route to their destination, Runa and Sora become exhausted by the long trek because of their lack of stamina. Hence, Rain locates a nearby lake, allowing his teammates to take a refreshing bath there. He also contracts a couple of squirrels to watch the ladies and notify him if any trouble arises. However, as Rain takes a rest, he hears Canade scream, rushes to their location, and learns a fish had bitten Canade's tail. The situation causes Sora to become perturbed, and Rain acts remorseful for his actions. However, he's forgiven by Tania and Canade, who brush it off. They know Rain would never lustfully gaze at them, though they Jakinki suggest reversing the roles, so they can see him naked to even the score, which he turns down. Upon reaching their destination, Rain suggests they stand to watch close by to the mine's entrance, to see if his theory of thieves stealing from the mine is true. A hawk starts circling, making Rain gasp, and a couple of thieves exit the mine, demanding that whoever is out there left with no choice but to fight. Rain suggests they beat them and question them after. However, Tania and Keed do the opposite. Hence, Sora and Runa use their magic to peer into the thieves' minds to figure out their motives. They learn that Ryan's theory was true, and that the thieves are associated with 5 other adventurers within the mine. To make matters worse, Rain suspected that one of the adventurers was a beast tamer from the hawk he spotted was acting as a lookout. Inside the mithril mines, the thieves inside are alerted by their comrades' defeat by the group's beast tamer, who vows to avenge them. Walking through a tunnelway within the cave, Ryan's party is then ambushed by 4 adventurers who are quickly dealt with. Runa, Sora, Tania, and Canade. With only the Beast Tamer left, Rain faces off against him and his B-ranked monster Behemoth. Despite being a difficult monster to tame, The Beast Tamer boasted that he raised it from its childhood, which circumvented the prerequisites of taming it. Rhine's fight against the behemoth causes the mine to shake and crumble. Hence, Canade and the others take the captured thieves outside for their safety. However, Canade returns inside the cave to assist Rain by capturing the Beast Tamer as he handles the behemoth. Although Canade restrains the Beast Tamer, he refuses to surrender and has his behemoth continue his rampage. So, Rain overwrites the behemoth's contract and causes its original owner to provoke it, making Rain cast a fireball to defeat it. Outside the mine, it's learned that the thieves were out for revenge against Gantz for selling them inferior weapons. This is later relayed to Gantz, who feels remorseful about his judgmental attitude toward the customer he had deemed unworthy of his finer craft. Gantz claims his actions make him a failure as a craftsman, and Rain agrees, but asks that he make amends by pouring his soul into weapon making again. Moved by Rhine's words, Gantz promises to deal honestly with his customers and weapons again. To start his new endeavor, Gantz asks what kind of weapon Rain wants, and he answers he'd like a new dagger and gauntlet. Meanwhile, Arios with Mina Klosseby reject an applicant for the Beast Tamer job they posted, citing his inadequacy and skill for taming an ultimate species. As Arios laments over another failed applicant, Mina internally reflects on how Arios failed another worthy applicant, because they didn't match Rhine's caliber. Worried that their stalling hinders the responsibility for defeating the Demon King, Mina asks Arios if he'd amend the criteria for the job post. Mina's suggestion gets an apprehensive response from Arios, so she backtracks it, noting her holy vow to God to follow the hero, and leaves it at that. Alone, Arios pulls a cursed ring from his desk and plans to use it to get revenge against Rain. The following day, Rain visits the Adventurers Guild and learns the ore thieves' fate from Natalie, which disheartens him. Exiting the guild, Rain details the news to Runa and Sora, who console the dispirited Rain. Thankful for their kind words, Rain suggests they take a walk before returning home, and they happily agree. Walking down the town street, Rain purchases hot dogs for them all, and Runa and Sora enjoy them. After they're done eating, Runa and Sora ask Rain if had obtained any special skills or abilities by forming a contract with them. However, Rain was uncertain if he did or not, which disconcerts Runa and Sora, but they believe Rain could have obtained ultimate magic, which is greater than advanced or epic magic. Again though, Rain didn't know if he had obtained any new spells, making Runa and Sora depressed. Rain then cheers up Runa and Sora by telling them he doesn't care if they give him new skills or abilities, and appreciates their company. The compliment perplexes Runa and Sora as their village once abandoned them and as of now have yet to display any notable accomplishments since joining. Asking why Rain still treats them with dignity and respect, he answers that the lack of trust in his former party caused his expulsion. Hence, Rain wanted to learn from his mistakes and build trust with his new party. Pleased by Ryan's answer, they decide to get more hot dogs, but are stopped by a pompous man, accompanied by two guards who demands Runa and Sora's names. The pompous man's presence alerts the crowd, and after the fairies give their names, he proclaims he'll make them his. Although met with disdain by Runa and Sora's rejection toward him, the pompous noble only declares his love and desire for them even more. Rain then steps in and demands to know the name of the pompous noble, who introduces himself as the Lord of Horizon's son Edgar Fromware. Despite the fairy twins rejecting Edgar's demand, Edgar surrounds the group with his soldiers, and asks again if they will agree to his offer, which Rain again rejects on their behalf. Hence, Edgar orders his soldiers to attack him, but Rain promptly defeats them. Backed into a corner, Edgar orders the remainder of his soldiers to hold the surrounding people as hostages. Disgusted by how Edgar views his subjects, Rain awakens his fairy magic capabilities and rescues the hostages, using a multicast fireball spell on the soldiers. This forces Edgar to flee the scene in shame, and makes Ryan's group be met with praise. However, one lady in the crowd warns them that they should leave Horizon for their safety, as a cloaked individual watches them from afar. Later, at the end, Runa and Sora relay what had happened earlier to Canade and Tania. It's speculated that Ryan's magical control had dramatically improved by forming a contract with the twins. Their conversation then changes to Edgar's shady background involving him kidnapping and torturing women for his amusement. Edgar apparently gets away with his dirty deeds, thanks to his father's influence as Horizon's lord. While the knights have investigated the accusations against Edgar, they've sadly found no evidence of any crimes committed. After deliberating over what to do, it's ultimately decided that Rain and his party will defeat Edgar and save the city. That night, at the Fromware Manor, Edgar talks with his father, and after he excuses himself, Edgar pays his knight Guylet to take care of Rain. Once he's gone, Edgar summons a slave servant of his and proceeds to beat her for not meeting his outlandish expectations. The following day, Rain and Canade visit the Order of Knights HQ to file a formal complaint against Edgar. However, the complaint was formally rejected as the complaint was already reported as a minor scuffle and would not be investigated further. Rain would later opine the Knights are in cahoots with Edgar. They're then approached by the vice-captain knight named Stella, who requests their help to bring down Edgar. Trusting in Canade's judgment about her opinion of Stella, Rain agrees to help her, while also cleaning out the corruption within the Knights of Order. To catch the corrupt knights in a trap, Stella enlists help from some trusted knights in her division, and Rain gets his new gauntlet from Gantz. By nightfall, a trap is laid at a warehouse rumored to have incriminating evidence against Edgar, and thus the corrupt Knights of Order are sent to investigate. Once they enter the warehouse, the entrance is sealed off, and the knights, aside from Guylet, are knocked out. Facing off against her superior, Stella tearfully defeats Guylet in one-on-one combat. Meanwhile, at Fromware Manor, Edgar receives news of Guylet's arrest and takes out his frustration onto his slave servant. The cloaked individual then visits him, who's revealed to be Arios Incognito. Arios explains that Rain is a beast tamer who managed to tame multiple ultimate species to Edgar. He then gives him a cursed ring, under the pretense it's a magical item that brings death to its target, and this concludes the end of Rain has honed his skills as a beast tamer and has formed strong bonds with his partners. Also, Arios is no longer a hero in my eyes, since previously I thought he would have some character development after being defeated by Rain. However, he is becoming increasingly villainous. This confirms my suspicion that Rain will play a crucial role in defeating the Demon King. As for Edgar, he is a worthless person who does not deserve to live. However, the slave he possesses is likely another ultimate species, and will probably join our team of beast tamers soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more content. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.